Hello, I am Michelle with two L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Forcify Entertainment. And today we are here to give you our review. We'll leave spoilers out of it, but give you our review of The Batman that just came out this weekend and we just saw last night. For those of you who do not know, have never watched our reviews, we tell you our initial thoughts, what we like, what we didn't like, and then we rate the movie. So my initial thoughts for The Batman. Okay, first let me say this. I have loved everything I've seen about this movie. This was my most anticipated movie of the year. I love Batman. I love the Nolan trilogy. Was very excited from the trailers with this movie. Didn't have a problem with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Just kind of really was looking forward to this. So just so you know that. But anyways, when we left, my initial thoughts of this movie, for starters, I'm going to say this. I'm going to need to see this movie a second time to truly be able to express how I feel about this movie. But after seeing it one time, I would say it was good, but not great like I thought it was going to be. That was my feelings. I think I enjoyed it more than Natalie. Natalie, what were your initial thoughts?
Oh.
Okay, there's her initial thoughts. Okay.
So, and it was like something I want everybody to know. I went into this thinking, like, I was super open-minded.
Like you actually enjoyed the Nolan trilogy quite a bit.
I did. Yeah. I really did. And I wasn't even going in trying to like compare it or anything. I don't know if this was a hit for me, just personally.
Okay, so let's get it. That's our initial thoughts. Let's get into what we liked about the movie. What I liked about this movie, I liked Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I thought he was, a truly sexy Batman. And he's basically just Batman this whole movie. Like that would a critique I would have, which I know they were doing something different. Like eventually we're going to need some Bruce Wayne, because in this movie, it's just like, even when he's kind of Bruce Wayne, he's really just Batman the whole movie.
We need a little more Bruce.
I
would agree with that.
We do. We need a little more Bruce. We need him to find that Bruce Wayne persona in the next movie. But I really liked Robert Pattinson. I thought he did good. I thought Zoe Kravitz, as I thought when she was cast as Catwoman, made an excellent Catwoman.
Yeah.
She has the look. I think you liked her sparkle on her eyelid.
I did. I liked it.
Some of her scenes and the way her movements were fantastic really as good. Catwoman. I enjoyed, let's see, Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. All the acting was good, I would say. And then there was, something else I would say that I really loved. I thought they captured the look of Gotham City like incredibly. Like it felt like something straight out of the Arkham video games. It truly felt like Gotham. It felt seedy and dark and gritty and just the way you think of Gotham. Right. It was truly, the visuals were stunning in this movie.
I noticed they really tried to be detailed. Like, yes, even on signs, it'd be like Gotham Staples Center, just like what like equivalent to things we know.
Yes, yeah. They it was. They really created this look of Gotham. And I enjoy because when we've had so many different types of Batmans, you do have to be kind of different, I think.
Yeah.
And
this was emo Batman.
He was a little bit emo Batman. And he definitely was emo Batman.
It's a vibe.
It was a vibe. But I will say this, I enjoyed how he's like kind of so crazy that there really is fear in the city over him.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a neat take, honestly.
That's true.
Because true. Let's be real, to dress up as a bat, you are a little bit crazy.
Yeah, like you're really when you look at it, like, you're really putting yourself out there.
You are. And
it's kind of taking it to a new level. Like, not only am I stepping out, I'm stepping out as a bat.
And I did enjoy, this is kind of like truly almost, there were kind of Blade Runner-esque qualities about it.
That's
like
true.
It truly is like a film noir. Like it is a crime solving type movie. So I enjoyed that aspect.
I liked the music.
Oh yes, the guy who composed this, incredible job. Like that theme is haunting, but like in a good way.
I
Like, it
liked
gets
it.
you excited.
And, like, honestly, I wanted, like, a little more of it at times, like, even up it just a little bit, but that's just me. Because to me, it
Yes.
was an asset to the tone of the movie.
Yes, and then there were just some scenes, there were some with like, there was one particular, without spoiling anything, with Catwoman, Gordon, and Batman that to me was, like, when I really began to be like, "Okay, I'm feeling this movie now." Okay, 'cause
It did kinda do like, there were
Yes.
little times, like, I see what you're saying, like, that I
Yes.
was kinda like, "Okay, I'm back in it, like, this is working," and then it's like, "Okay, I'm bored," like or for me personally.
Well, and I think for you, then that may be a negative, the runtime. Could they have cut
Yeah.
out 30 minutes even that made it
Right.
feel not so I'm in and I'm out mentally of the movie? Because I will say that it's kind of like it took me a while to be like, okay, I'm feeling the vibe of this. And then
Yeah.
about the time I felt the vibe of it, I was a little not feeling the vibe
It'd
again.
warm you up just to make you cold again,
Yeah,
and
like
then warm you back up.
it would. It definitely did. And then the Riddler, the opening scene with the Riddler was by far again, I won't spoil anything, but by far my favorite. I wish they would have leaned more into kind of the horror element that we got in the opening scene.
Yeah,
I wish
because
that
that's what
just
we were
fully
saying.
go
The
there.
the opening scene was good.
Yeah.
Like, they set the tone pretty well, and then it just kinda seemed to dwindle from there,
Well,
I
it kind
think,
of
as
felt
far as suspense and this guy being actually
like a serial killer, like a
yeah,
real
like this looming
scary.
presence.
Yes, like, let's just say he does it compared to the fear you feel watching Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, and I know Joker that you can't compare the two of them, they're
Right,
different.
yeah.
But I feel like you could have made him where you genuinely felt fearful at his presence, and I didn't outside of that opening scene. So that's actually kind of a negative, I guess we're getting into. But again, there were so many scenes, some of the fighting scenes and the way he would come out of the dark that I really, really enjoyed. The way I kind of say this as we're about to move into what we didn't like is there were so many ingredients of this that I really liked, but it felt like there was one missing ingredient that would have made it like just what I was
It
expecting
would
in
have
a
made
good
it
way.
the cake you
Yeah, the cake I
the
wanted.
cake that you deserve.
Instead, it was a cake that like it was pretty good, but it was missing something to me.
Like, it needed a little more sugar,
Something,
you
yeah.
know?
Sugar, it really might have, because this movie is dark, and by dark, I mean literally, it's dark. Like it's dark a lot.
Physically dark.
It's physically dark, and there's not much humor. I think I laughed at that one line about the cats. I think that was
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they didn't even, like, really try, I don't
No.
think, to add humor. It was interesting. They just were like, "No."
Yeah, and
This
what you can learn too is you don't have to do the MCU goofy humor. You can have like kind of grounded drama humor that could have been sprinkled in.
I mean, I certainly laughed at some of the awkward stares that went on in this movie.
She did. She laughed a couple times. So let's move into the negative. And the negative for me, I think you would say, I think they probably could have. The runtime didn't really bother me, to be real. I was genuinely interested the whole time, but I think for most people, they could have cut out some time with it.
It was the movie that never
No, it's like, is it over? No. It did not feel like Eternals.
Is it over yet?
No. But
I'm kidding. It's not that bad.
yeah, I would just again, there was something for me missing. And two, they really kind of go there with Batman and Catwoman. And it's two very attractive people who I enjoyed their performance separately, but yet I feel like they didn't have very good chemistry. And that's just kind of a need for Batman and Catwoman.
You know what they say?
What?
Chemistry is crucial.
It is crucial.
I don't know who says that, but I think somebody probably does.
And I feel like they felt like friends, but not really like the lovers
Yeah.
that they were going for.
Right.
I didn't really feel that as much.
I didn't feel the heat between
No.
the bat and the cat.
I did not feel the heat between the bat and the cat. I did not. It was lacking a little bit. And again, that's kind of weird because they both did really well at their respective roles.
They did, yeah.
It's just somehow together there wasn't the chemistry I was looking for. And again, I think too, I expected to love this movie and I didn't love it. And I think that's kind of thrown me as far as any other negatives, things you didn't like, Natalie?
Well, no. No.
She's like, not anything that I want to say, but yes. Well, and I will say this. I think we were talking on the way home after we watched it. And I said, I feel like at times this movie hits on an artistic level. Like it's
Yeah.
more artistic.
But then it doesn't know what it is at the same time, I feel like.
Yeah, and then at times it really falls flat on an artistic level, and at times
And it goes to like 90s cheese.
It would be so over dramatic at times that I would laugh, and I
Yeah.
was laughing at the
Yeah.
movie and not with the movie,
Right.
which is not what you want, because it is at times like very dramatic and like to the
Yes.
point it's like,
And
okay,
I love
guys,
drama.
but
But
not
it has-
over
It
dramatic.
has to be well done.
Yeah, not when something is over the top.
Yeah.
And there's some moments I feel like, okay, guys, like let's tone this
Tone it
down
down
just a
a
little
couple
bit
notches.
because this feels a bit much for me. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Feels like I was uncomfortable emotionally.
Well, no, it wasn't emotional. It's like sometimes they would, and I like when you stay with a scene, but
Yeah.
sometimes it would just be too much. And it was like, okay, we could have cut out some seconds there that wouldn't have made this feel so over the top in a way and dramatic.
When it's like 10 seconds just on Batman's eyes, like looking in somebody else's eyes.
And then, you know, it's like, I understand, like, yeah, no, what she's saying.
I mean, I think that happens.
I understand like the plot of the story, but I feel like I would need to see it a second time to truly understand, like
Yeah.
to truly follow it fully the way I was supposed to. Because a lot
Michelle
goes on.
Michelle is befuddled, is what she's trying to say.
Well,
There's your word for the day. Try and use it in a sentence this week.
but I really am. I feel like I've expressed like a lot of negatives, but the truth is I did enjoy it, but it was so different, and it was different in a way I don't think I enjoyed as much as I thought I would have necessarily.
You're saying you could have enjoyed it more.
Definitely. I feel like there was one missing ingredient that could have made this movie what I thought it was going to be.
Kind of take it to the next level.
Yes. And
for me, take it to a level.
And for me, like I still would look forward to seeing Robert Pattinson's Batman in this world continue.
Sure.
And I think this can be a good starting place. And I feel like maybe they could make some improvements moving forward with it. So I'm still interested in this world. And again, I want to go see it a second time. And I'll probably bring it up on the weekly roundup after I see it for a second time and truly give you my final thoughts on this movie, because it's rare that I walk out of a theater and I'm struggling to piece together how I feel. And that's how I felt about this movie. If you guys can't tell from all my rambling in it.
You know what else they say if you feel confused?
What?
If you feel confused walking out of a movie theater, it means you hated it.
Do they really? Is that a saying?
It's a thing.
Did you just make that one up?
I did.
Okay. But yeah.
I don't wanna look too much into it.
But anything else, Natalie? Any kind of final thoughts that you have with this movie? Natalie, clearly, I enjoyed it much more than Natalie.
I'm happy I saw it.
And it is worth noting that you have enjoyed almost every Batman movie.
That's true.
So, I mean,
like, because when it opened, I was even excited.
Yeah.
Like, my inner Batman fan came out and I was like, there's nobody like Batman.
I mean, Batman is like the
Batman's
coolest.
like the best. You know, he's the GOAT. But
and I do like the Batmobile. It was cool.
yeah,
and
that's true. That was nice.
okay. Other thing I like about this movie, I like that it feels timeless. You can almost not identify what time era you're in. I know it's set in the present, but at times it feels like you're in the 90s, and other times it feels like you're in the early 2000s, or it's like the aesthetic of it. I think that will age well, because it doesn't
really cool.
It doesn't feel set in a time, which I think was really cool.
And I think just works with, like, you know, when you're
Gotham.
Yes, Gotham, just like this different worlds, or you know, basically.
Yes. So, okay, so let's give our final thoughts as I lose my voice, apparently. So let's give our rating. Again, I'm not going to fully this rating could go up or down after I see it a second time, but rating on my level of enjoyment. That's how we rate. We're not movie critics or like professional movie critics. We rate on enjoyment.
We are, though, Michelle.
Yes, we strive to be. But anyways, so out of 5 hoots, my initial thoughts is I'm giving this movie, I told Natalie last night, 3 hoots. That was my initial feeling leaving the theater. Natalie, how many do you give it? Be honest.
You know, I try and be a nice person. Like,
okay,
I don't like
be honest. Be honest.
I'm gonna give it a hoot. A hoot.
So 1 hoot. Okay, so I gave it 3, and again, I'm gonna see it again. It may go up.
It
may
might
go
get
up.
to a hoot now.
And I will say this, I am judging this movie probably harsher than I judge most movies because of how much I love Batman and how much I was anticipating this movie. So
She's not mad, she's disappointed.
that is kind of where I am. There's something just like it did hit fully for me in a way. So we'll see. But and I feel like there's going to be a lot of mixed feelings of how people feel about this movie. So I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts below.
Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, what was your rating? Did it live up to your expectations? Were you kind of like me, where you felt a little let down, a little disappointed? Your expectations weren't fully met. Are you also like me? Maybe you need to see it a second time to fully understand how you feel about it. Or maybe you're like Natalie, you just give it 1 hoot. But share your thoughts below. And if you are not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also give the video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right, bye guys.